All right, and we are live. We are live. We're back, everyone. It's DebraSue with Toledo to the World. And we just got off from talking about life insurance with life insurance specialist Derek Capito. And we have another thing that is very important to it should be important to all of us, but something that will help information that will help you become more informed if you are ever a victim of any type of violence, any type of act. This is something we all need to talk about. And Mr. Anton Parks is here to help us be informed. Welcome to my stage, Anton.
Hi, thank you, thank you.
Yeah, let's talk. Let first of all, if you will, Anton, let's just explain to the audience what it is. You do a host of things, but let's talk about what in particular you are going to talk about tonight.
Okay, so I am hosting an event on the 25th of this month, next Wednesday, at Kent Branch Library, and we do victim advocacy. So what that means is when you hear the words Trauma Recovery Center, which the
Are you there, Anton? Did I lose you? I think I lost your signal, Anton. Okay. Well, tell you what, we're gonna allow Mr. Parks to possibly try to reconnect back with us. But Anton Parks is founder of Building Blocks Environmental Health Partners. He's one of the founders, I do believe, and he does a lot of things for individuals, in particular for the city of Toledo. He does a lot of outreach programs. If you remember, just previously, he was able to offer some lead classes to individuals to go get certified to be lead consultants. And this is another one of the many things that Anton actually is able to offer to individuals, and it has to deal with helping individuals who have been victims of violence and victims of he's a victim advocacy person, if you will. I am going to see if we can get Anton back on. If we cannot, we will table the discussion and I'll try to get him back on again a little maybe just in a few more minutes. There
Can you
you
hear me
are.
now?
Okay, we can. Yes, there you are, because you cut out right after you started talking, so you're gonna have to go ahead and repeat that again for us. Okay.
Oh, that's fine. I'm sorry. I was having some Bluetooth issues.
Okay.
But Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice. We are rebranding right now. We will be named Survivor Speaks. But we just all went to DC from our national group, and we were awarded some things for 100 legislations dealing with the words trauma informed care, trauma recovery centers, victims of crime, and we are the legislative end of this. So what we do is that we right now we have a survey asking people what do they know about victims compensation, also giving them a space towards the end of that survey to suggest some things that they might want to see legislative wise or service provider wise, so we can, by the next 100 laws and legislations we attack, we can change things that will impact victims, their living situations, their work force development after being victims of crime, because a lot of people do not want to be in the same housing or in the same space where the victimization happened. So some of those laws, and I'll get right to it, some of those laws that we've helped change is if a person is a victim of crime such as rape, robbery, your child has been shot, you are able to break your lease without penalties financially or legally that used to be a problem for people who had situations or victimizations where they live. Secondly, we used to have to worry about if The person that was a victim was, say, a prostitute or a gang member or someone who had a previous felony. They did not qualify for the victim's compensation because of that felony, or someone in the home or family had a felonious background. Now that is not a determining factor. Along with some powerful legislators and lobbyists, we have been able to change the law to where now, if you have a felony, that does not exclude you from, if something was done to you that is quantified as a crime, that you cannot get that mental health service, that financial service, which is the victim's compensation, which we're speaking about today and on the 25th. And also, you can be a voice in the recovery and in the legislation that governs, those things that have made us have to recover.
So, Anton, let me ask you this, because this is probably on the mind of some of the folks that are listening or watching. What and who determines if you are a victim per se versus if how do you prove that? Do you have to go through a step or a process? Do you have to file a police report? Obviously, if you get shot or someone gets on a lie, that's an obvious way to prove that the victim, your person in the household, your maid, your whoever, but what about other types of situations where they may be considered victims? What's the process to go about being able to get some help with the victims advocacy program?
I'm glad you asked that. That's the reason we are having this event at Kent Branch next week from 6 to 8 p.m. So it used to be that you had to go through the courts, which was the prosecutors, which once they charge somebody, you have a person being charged, and then you have a victim. So they will host those applications, and then you have the Trauma Recovery Center, and then you have a community liaison at your police department. These people are supposed to, with community resources, the ZEF Center, identify people who are or have that paper trail of being a victim of crime, and navigating them through the application process. The issue is that a lot of people don't know what qualifies or quantifies them as being qualified to get the victim's compensation. So that is something that we are doing nationwide in each city and county. We're doing the one-to-ones. We're coming on shows like your show and giving the information, because unfortunately, it's not headline news. You won't really find it in the newspapers. But you used to have to go through the prosecutor's office. But now so let me give you an example. When the
Okay.
baby Kamani Lateef was missing and we were trying to find her right after Ocean Jones, um, a lot of people were affected by the search, by the revelation of what had happened to her, and then right now, the trial that's going on with her dad. So it used to be you had to be directly impacted, like the grandmother, sister, the brother, the dad. But now the people who search for her, they qualify. So there's no proof unless you found her, or you were, a witness to the police that you were in that search. But that still quantifies you as a victim. So we have got to where we support and we sponsor 3 months of mental health treatment for anybody who is a supposed victim of crime, alleged victim of crime, proven victim of crime, or just associated with something that would take some mental health treatment, or to refer them to our trauma recovery centers. And again, ours is located inside St. Vincent's Hospital.
Sure. So, because I'm actually thinking on a bigger scale, if you have violence that happens in schools and those kids need some mental follow up, you guys could actually help because they are still considered victims of crime.
Yes, ma'am. And so that is something we have to spread by word of mouth. Hopefully, we can get those 20 to 30 people registered by tomorrow so we can host the event at Kent Branch. I hope we have 50 to 500 people, but a good 20 to 30 is a good start. So we're hoping to have that many people registered by tomorrow. It's on Facebook. You can go to Anton Park Senior or Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice. And the registration links are everywhere. It's the Toledo Victims Compensation Navigation. Register for that. And we also have a survey that I request. I don't care where you are, fill out this survey. We nationally work with legislators. We've been successful with the 100 legislations that govern victims' right, victims' compensation, workforce development, help with having community workforce days for you and your business, and to branch out and to be a resource as a victim and turn you from a victim to a champion.
Hmm. So that was a lot. And if you didn't
Yes.
hear it, you guys, you do not necessarily yourself have to be a victim, but you may know someone who is. You may have
Yes.
someone in your family who is a victim that has absolutely no idea what to do next. They may not even know, for example, the previous example that he used about the young lady who was unalived. They had money already available for that child's burial, and no one knew that. You just have to know the proper process to go through. You don't have to necessarily put up GoFundMe. If a GoFundMe is your option and your choice of your options, then go ahead and do that. But the thing is that there are resources available to take care of that. Did you know that? A lot of people don't know that. And so if you know someone that may be in a situation and they need help, the help is going to be available, and there's a meeting coming up that you need to sign up for right away. And I think the deadline is tomorrow, right, Anton?
Yes, we're hoping to have 20 to 30 people, and the reason why is we have legislators coming, we have national crime survivor, the state manager, the one of the national directors coming to give you this information. There is a lot of misunderstanding about the information, and you can get direct questions. Even if you were to talk to the prosecutor, we are the legislative end, so I get a lot of calls from them to understand the changes. Laws change every few months, and the victim compensation and advocacy understanding of what the prosecutor can and can't do. We usually will have to call them or have our national call them and inform them, hey, you denied somebody who, because they had a felony, or you told them that they couldn't break their lease. We usually have to inform them of the changes in the legislation. And so that's why we're inviting the public out to understand these things. So even if they got a denial, they can understand that's not the end of the road. They'll know who to contact and how we can walk them through those services.
So this is information that you can use. You can walk away with some information. It's free to attend. Am I correct?
Yes, definitely. And we
It's
will be
free. It
catering with food, and again, some great resources will be at hand.
There you
Not
go.
only the Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice resources, but some local mental health agencies, behavioral health, so we can really not only give you information, but we can start that evening helping people with these resources.
So here you go, everybody. You have something that everyone needs to at least know about. You need to know about it. You need to share with your family and friends. And if you can sign up to get involved, to attend the program, it's free to attend. There's no pressure. You sit, you listen, you come and you eat. Okay, you're not gonna get a 5-star meal. Let's not get crazy. Okay, you will get nourishment though. Okay, it's very nice layout for you, and you come and you learn and you listen what happens to individual, what resources are available to individuals who are victims of various crimes. Okay, even if you were a witness to something and you have suffered some type of mental trauma, you are still considered a victim. So if you are available, go ahead to Anton's site. Anton, go ahead and direct them as to how to get registered again.
Yes, you can Facebook or Google, any platform, type in crime survivors for safety and justice. And as soon as you go to the page, you'll see the scan codes and the link to the the victims compensation conversation and to the actual survey. You can contact me at 419-274-9198. I can bring you a postcard or a business card with the scan code, and every postcard and business card has the scan code for the actual victims compensation application you can fill out right there on the spot. One of the things we will do at this community conversation is walk people through filling it out on the spot. Also, making it available for when they're comfortable. A lot of people do not like group settings. They do not. Some people will probably be triggered and have to leave. But as long as they have the information and the connection to get these resources, we have done our job.
Right. Marty Wolf, thank you. It sounds like a good thing. It is a good thing because I'm all about community advocacy, Marty. You've known me for a
Yes.
while. And I try to really bring information that helps everyone, people of color, people of not of color, people of Mexican, black, white, yellow, green. We are all people and we all need help. And when you come down to a situation where you actually experience a traumatic event, that's when you need help from someone more than ever. And who of us have not been in a situation where we didn't know where to turn? Most
Yes.
of us have been there. We didn't know where to turn, and if we did turn to certain people, they had no answers or they just didn't help. You have people who are out here who are willing to help and walk you through situations, and it truly is an act of love and an act of caring for our neighbors because there's no charge for this, guys. There's no charge for it. It's getting you informed so that if something happens, you will know what to do, or you'll be informed enough to help someone who may not be able to attend the meeting because they didn't know or they couldn't get there. We'll look at what kind of help that you can be to someone else.
Yes.
So yeah, that's really important. I bring this to you, and trust me, we'll have more. You guys know that I'm gonna bring these all the time, but I work with Anton frequently, and I think that his program is a really good program. It brings to Toledo resources, not just on the victims advocacy. We recently had free classes for lead house abatement contractors where you could get free training. He's working with certain centers in the city of Toledo to work with young people and youth and troubled youth. And he has been this way for many, many years. And when you come time to jump in and put 10 toes down to help somebody, chances are you're going to run into Anton. Anton has been to Washington. He has helped change how many laws now? 110.
So with the Crime Survivors for Safety and Justice, we did 100 laws since 28, excuse me, 19, and with the ACLU and some local, I'm VP at Brothers United at Pathways, the 54 VP at Assets, VP at the Tyro from the Ridge program, and with them, I've done 46 legislations that deal with the CQEs, the CQHs for returning citizens, felons, and then all together with the network, the Going Home to Stay, we've helped about 250 people get their records expunged, get back into the workforce. One person, such as myself, Willie Knighton, I'm the director at Building Blocks Environmental Health Partners, a federal EPA training, and we've trained 368 people to get their lead abatement certificate or license, and lead contractor, lead worker, lead risk assessor, lead clearance technician, and RRP renovator. And I'm very proud to be, a friend of DebraSue's and some other movers and shakers in Lucas County that really care about the community. Like she said, we don't get paid for any of those positions that I just spoke of. We are business owners who have multiple streams of incomes, and we donate our time and our resources to make sure we can rebuild our blocks in our city and we can have safer community. So I really
Absolutely.
do appreciate this platform to share that information.
Thank you. I appreciate you as well, Anton. And thank you for taking time out. I know you're at a family event, and I'd like to thank you for taking the time out to come and talk to. I think it's an important program. I plan on being there myself, and I am encouraging all my viewers on Facebook, on Instagram, on Roku. If you are in the Toledo area, please go ahead and get yourself registered to attend. Find out some information for yourself, find out information that you can pass on to your own community. And if you are a part of a nonprofit and would like to have some information, maybe we could bring to your organization, please do let us know that as well. There are a host of informational activities that we could actually get you informed, folks. We can get you informed, but this one is first and foremost because it's up next to bat, as I like to say. Anything else you'd like to say in closing, Anton? We're at the 6:56
Yes,
hour.
so we got the crime survivor portion out. Building blocks, environmental health. We have about 15 programs in Lucas County, Toledo based, to help people with recidivism, workforce development. Our current endeavor is the lead abatement trainings, which are free to the public. We are scheduled the next class for July 14th. That's the risk assessor course. That is the people who go in the house with the clipboard and assess after a child or a pregnant woman or someone has been poisoned by lead, what needs to be fixed. They create a plan for the lead contractor and lead worker, and then they go back when the lead contractor has signed off and make sure the work and the babies are safe. It pays what doctors and lawyers get paid. I'm not going to give you a number, but we will help walk you through the process, not only of getting your certificate and license, but of workforce development. Shalisa and I work very hard to get our students, and also people who didn't come through our course but want to be quality qualified lead abatement workers, to help our community with these 230,000 homes that need to be abated. We walk you through the workforce development, registering your business, and then how to get the grants, the contracts, work with neighborhoods, work with EPA, again, to be successful in this endeavor.
hmm So if you have some ambition, folks, here it is. You have resources available to you. Anton is a host of information. He's a wealth of information, I should say. And that's just one of the many programs that's also available to Toledo residents. So make sure you go and check out his page, check out the Building Blocks page as well, and get yourself registered for this victim advocacy program. The seminar, I should say, it's a 1-day seminar. Anton, what are the hours on that seminar?
It is next Wednesday from 6 to 8 p.m. at Kent Branch Library on
Con-
Collingwood Avenue, Collingwood and
yeah,
Central.
Hollywood and Central. Awesome. Okay.
And our website is Building Blocks EHP. E is in Eric, H is in home, P is in partners, .org. Building Blocks EHP.org.
Okay. And then after this is over, Anton, go ahead and post that on in the comments, please, because you fizzled out just a little bit. The connection got a little bit bad there. So for those of you who didn't catch that, it'll be in the comments on my page. Okay. The link will be there. Can you do that, Anton?
Yep, I'm doing that right now.
Okay, perfect. Okay. All right, everybody. Well, listen, thank you all for tuning in, and thank you to those who have left comments. I appreciate each and every one of you. Before I close out today, I do want to do two promotions. You know how I do, women supporting women. I would like for everyone to support Brenda Lyons and her she gave this one to me. Let me try and get it in here. She makes these. These are, let me try and turn. I hope you can see it, but it's all the way around, all about women's empowerment, all about bettering yourself. And she makes these. She gave that to me as a gift, and I want to promote her and her business. She does a beautiful job on these thermals. They're hot, cold, what have you, and very, very reasonable. So make sure that you get over there and you support Brenda Lyons at her page. Also, guys, go ahead and go over to Councilwoman Venice Williams. Venice has a program where she's going to each of the city of Toledo pools, you guys. She had a birthday party at Wilson across the street from Woodward High School this past weekend. And she is making her trip to each of the Toledo pools. So get on and check out the schedule because, guys, it's going to be 90 in the 90s next week. It's going to be hot. Okay. So make sure you support. You want the pools to stay open. You got to get to the pools and support them, guys. If you want the pools to stay open, you have to take your children out. You got to get to the pools and you have to support them. And Venice has taken on that initiative to visit Toledo City Pools. She's there. She's in the pool with the kids. She's having fun. She is a neighbor. She's a neighbor who cares about keeping these programs open for our kids. So make sure you go to City Councilwoman Venice Williams page and you'll find her schedule there for what pool she's going to be at next. Okay. All right. So in the meantime and in between time, thanks to each and every supporter who supports Toledo to the World with DebraSue. Please join me again next week for another really good show. You know, I've been supporting Shirley E and her products as well. I've actually tried some. So when we come back next week, we're going to actually talk about what we feel have been beneficial in her program for her, for me, and for others as well. And hopefully we can tag you guys into some of the things that work for us, and maybe they'll work for you. Also, want to encourage each of you to go over to Tia's page. She is a medical practitioner here, a nurse practitioner, and you guys, she's doing wonders in helping the ladies and the gentlemen get themselves together with regard to weight loss. She's got all of the different types of weight loss medications, the injections to help you feel better, some of the lipo fat dissolvers. Tia she's a number one on in my book, and I do utilize her. So I'm gonna encourage. She's been on the show as well. Want to encourage you to support Black business and women businesses in particular. And it's not just for Black service. This applies to everyone who wants to pull themselves together and look great. You know, there's nothing wrong with making yourself look and feel great. So make sure you go check out Tia as well. All right, everybody. Thank you, Anton, for your patience. I'm going to go ahead and wrap up the show, you guys. Anton, I will connect with you after the show. Make sure you share this video, you guys. Please do share, and as much as possible, let's talk about making Toledo a great place. Toledo is a great place to live. We have our problems just like everybody else, but if we stay on the positive and we keep it positive, only positivity will win. We'll see you guys next Thursday at 6 p.m. Same place, same bat channel. Go ahead and join me here. You can get me over on Instagram. You can get me over on uh uh YouTube as well. Almost forgot where I was. Make sure you guys join me, okay? In the meantime, in between time, take care of yourselves and take care of each other, and we'll see you all next week. Thank you, Anton.
Take care, everybody.
Bye.